Welcome everybody to another episode of GDQ Hotfix. I'm Author Blues and I'm going to be your host for this event. Before we jump into actually talking about the game, I do want to mention a few things that are coming up very soon. The AGDQ 2020 games list is coming out today. I don't know exactly what time, but be on the lookout for that. The first step is going to be happening tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, a show about getting yourself into speedrunning. And Disability Month is still underway. If you'd like to submit a run to be part of Disability Month, you can type !Disability Month in the chat and get a submission form for accessing that. Keep in mind that we are having Disability Month shows pretty much every single day. Tomorrow we are going to be having a show for New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, so definitely want to be here for that one. That's going to be really exciting. I don't know exactly what time it's starting. It'll be starting before the first step show, probably sometime around 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So definitely want to be here for that. Today we are joined with Emma, Metatron, and Scrivo for The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. No major glitches. So welcome.
Hello, thank you.
Hi.
I don't know. Okay, there he is.
I'm
Just like
sorry. I'm mesmerized by the line break HTML tag.
I know, that's my
It's
fault.
like it's a hot link to the past. See,
Look,
that's
someone
HTML.
someone has to take accountability for the mistakes that have happened here, and this one's on me. You got to understand that it's going to look right on the other graphic. So
I'm also a little salty about being the only capitalized person here.
do you prefer your name to be lowercase?
Well, not now.
Okay. It just feels awkward.
Yeah, well, I mean, somebody's got to
Just-
be the capital letter in the room.
just so important, that's all.
All right. Well, I think we can talk about what this run is. We can talk about why we're here. But I think it's probably worth it for us to go ahead and get this kicked off. So let me pull up my stuff, and I think we'll be ready to get going.
Okay,
All right. So if you want to count me in, I can start us off.
sure. 3, 2, 1, go.
Awesome.
Would you like us to introduce this run, Emma, and tell the fine folks out there in chat land what they'll be seeing tonight?
Yeah, go for it. This is probably the most boring part of the run, so we've got lots of time.
The
All
first
right.
6 minutes are probably the most intense part of this run, to be fair.
That's true.
Absolutely. They have the most button presses per second, I would imagine. What was all
Not
the
for
fun
me,
like
though.
that? Oh, okay. So, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, a tale as old as time. Green elf boy disobeys his uncle. Wacky hijinks ensue. Emma's going to be playing this. The category is any % no major glitches, which means that she can break the game, but only a little bit here or there. And we'll point out those naughties when they show up. But
I apologize. Scrivo is on some meds for his cold, and he's not his normal self right now.
I haven't taken anything. This is just me, baby.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is why I asked him to come along for this.
This is Scrivo, baby.
So, the first segment of this run is the escape. You have nothing to do but run around and poke things with a metal stick. We're gonna try to poke as few things with that metal stick as possible and go save a princess.
Yeah, this section is pretty straightforward, so a lot of open time right now.
Yeah, you can't even run around. You can just walk around. That's and dodge things.
Yeah, Emma's trying to avoid swinging her sword too much because that'll slow you down, and every frame matters when you're up against the greats in this game.
He just got the sword, so swinging the sword while walking at the same time, he hasn't learned that technique yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, there are a few enemies that we're going to have to kill because they have keys or otherwise open locked doors. Other than that, it is mostly just moving efficiently through the room and getting to the princess and out as quickly as possible.
There's not really a whole lot going on here, unfortunately.
Yep.
Oops.
I assure you, it does get more exciting.
I promise, please. Don't leave.
This category actually kind of was a bit stagnant for a while with not a whole lot developing, but the past year, and a few months, we've actually seen significant updates to this category. New tech that we'll get to point out once we get to the back half of the run. Few new strategies here or there, and it's seen a little bit of a renaissance through 2018 and 2019. So
it turns out when you
kinda
design a
nice.
category around, you're not allowed to use the glitches unless we approve them. It doesn't have a lot of action happening, I guess.
Well, that's the when the Shadow Council speaks, the Shadow Council speaks. Pay no attention to the mod behind the curtain. So,
Yeah.
so we have a lamp now, which is useful because there are going to be dark passages that we have to pass through. And apparently, this lamp also gives you super strength. You can't push the bookshelf behind the throne without it. So, magic lamp.
I never really considered that would probably make it a magic lamp. Do you think there's a genie inside?
I
No,
don't
I
know.
think Zelda's scared of the dark.
Well, no, because even Link won't push it. I think Link is scared of the dark.
Probably.
So, making our way back through the castle and are going to escape out the back door and get on with the rest of the game.
Yeah, escape's kind of a dull point of this run, which is, I think, the best part of the fact that everyone tries really hard to get the perfect escape, and so you can reset and escape really as long as you want to get that really good escape.
Yeah. Yeah, it really, I mean, if your escape's not perfect, you might as well reset because the run's over. It's just kind of how things go.
Fortunately for me, the first 30 minutes of this run don't really matter. So
Yeah, it's actually, the way the category is kind of paced is it's kind of backloaded as far as there's it's a Zelda game. I don't know why, but
So is this the most commonly run category of this game?
this has been traditionally the most commonly run category, but other categories have seen a big uptick recently because of new glitches and tech that have been found that we're not allowed to use here.
What? So you're telling me that there's good content that we're intentionally avoiding?
yeah,
Yes.
That sucks.
maybe
But,
one day.
Yeah,
I
if
don't think
you,
I don't think GDQ is ready for that amount of glitching.
And for anybody joining, who typically, when they fire up a Twitch stream and they see Link to the Past, no, this is not randomized.
That's a good question. I got a few of those in the chat, and I was about to ask.
Everything is where the goddesses put it. So.
And although it might look like this is my first time playing, I have played this before, so it's not random to me either.
If I haven't seen it, it's random to me.
Yeah.
All right. So we are through escape, and we can now get on with the adventure.
And now the game begins.
Not quite. We got another 6 minutes roughly of... Well, 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Eastern's
of,
fine.
Eastern's
fine.
Eastern is exactly fine.
By comparison, Eastern is an upgrade.
It is, yeah.
Oh, the stream on my end lagged a little bit. I thought you were going without Sankart for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, just pulling out all the stops. Why not?
Just gonna roll deep.
Yeah.
Emma's out here rolling deep.
No.
All right.
So, I think maybe since we have a long walk to Eastern, this may be a good time to discuss what we're here for in the first place, which is Disability Month. And I guess the disability that I have, I'm one of those people who has one of those invisible disabilities where looking at me, you can't really tell that I have one, but I was born with a heart condition, which it's really complicated, and I honestly don't know about it. Oh my god. But basically I was born with a hole in my heart. So what happens when you have a hole in your heart is that the blood in your heart that's oxygenated and the one that's not oxygenated mix together, and So when your body pumps out blood, it's pumping out both oxygenated and unoxygenated blood. So I would oftentimes like turn blue as a baby because of that, because my body was not getting enough oxygen. And so when I was about 1.5 years old, I had this surgery done to kind of help out with the blood flow into my heart before I actually had like open heart surgery. And that procedure caused me to go blind in one eye. So people often come into my stream and ask like why I have hair over one eye, and they're like, can't you not see? And I'm like, well, I can't see anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I do only have eyesight really, and the other eye it's there, but it's like very blurry and whatever. But also with the heart condition, it's like, I don't know, it's very complicated, but basically over time I've developed a heart arrhythmia, which just means that the heart rate goes like, it increases like really high, like way higher than it's supposed to, and it's like potentially a fatal condition. But I've been very lucky to have, you know, survived every episode that I've gone through, and have like a lot of really great doctors around, so that's beneficial to me. But I guess one of the biggest things actually that really got me into speedrunning in the first place was having that heart condition. It kind of like forced me to give up a lot of my social life, because it just became like too dangerous for me to do certain things. Like I had to quit a lot of the sports, and I had to like cut down on exercising a lot, and so I naturally turned to, you know, staying in my house and playing video games instead, which led me to Twitch, which led me to speedrunning. And I'm honestly really glad that, you know, with how terrible things were that I had gone through with my condition, I'm really thankful for it as well, because it's led me to like some of the like coolest experiences and like some of the greatest friends that I've had, that I've met through speedrunning, through Link to the Past mainly, and even going to GDQs and things like that. So very thankful for it in that sense.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
And we're about halfway through Eastern Palace. I wasn't even aware that Eastern Palace had a reputation for being bad.
Yeah,
it's like it's good.
Not to be awkward segue guy, but speaking of heart conditions, there were
Yeah, I'm beeping. Sorry.
And that's actually intentional. So there's a few strats that you saw Emma do where she actually intentionally took damage to pass through an enemy to get to hit a switch. But this is all going according to plan.
Yeah. Sometimes when I talk about things I'm not thinking about what I'm doing, it goes a lot smoother. So.
So the boss of Eastern Palace, the Armos Knights, 6 arrows to each Armos, and do it quickly.
If we can salvage this. I don't think so. Oh my gosh. He moved out of the way.
Okay, but consider you were very close to having salvaged that really well.
Yeah, that was close, but that's good. That happens sometimes just because, I don't know, your timing has to be really good there, really. That's like the biggest thing. Like you miss one shot and it's over.
Is it not 6? Is it not 6 arrows? No, it's 3 arrows to each Armos.
Yeah, see, like, it's something you don't even, like I wouldn't be able to tell you how many do it, and sometimes it doesn't happen, so.
I have allegedly played this before.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about, I promise.
Yeah.
Hey, but guess what?
What?
You get to go fast now.
Yeah. This is where the run gets a little more interesting.
Yes, because now you can run. So it works out that way.
Yeah. Yeah, this friendly cowboy hands me a pair of cowboy boots, and apparently they're good for running.
And when I mentioned that we get to break the game a little bit, but not too much, here is the first one. This is called Spin Speed, exclusive to the Japanese 1.0 version, by charging a spin attack and tapping A on the first frame after you release B. You enter a glitch state, and transitioning terrain allows you to then move in any direction at the dashing speed. That is one of a handful of minor glitches that you will see throughout the run. What makes it a minor glitch? A long time ago, people that don't even play the game anymore said so.
Also, you can tell because Miyamoto himself said it was a minor glitch.
He did.
He
That's
said,
actually the Japanese text is telling you what glitches you're allowed to do, but since we don't speak it.
we would never know.
Oops. Yeah. Sorry, I make a lot of speed noises. So,
Did you just call it a speed noise?
yeah.
Speed noise.
I love that.
Like when
I
you're
love
like,
that.
"Ah." Yeah.
So we have the book, which we're going to use exactly twice and then never again.
Oh, that was
Right.
stupid. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, twice.
Yes.
I swear I've played this game,
Yeah.
but
You and me
specifically
both.
I am an old and retired speedrunner.
Same.
Yes.
You know, honestly, this is one of the most. I mean, I've speedrun a lot of games, a handful at least, and this has got to be one of the most challenging games to play competently. That's not even to say well, just to play it at a level where someone would watch you and say,
Oh my
"I feel like I'm watching a speedrun."
Yeah.
It takes a lot of work.
That's true, but it's also one of the easiest games to pick up. If you
Yeah.
are watching this and you've never speedrun a game before, I promise
Start
you,
here.
you can speedrun this game.
Yeah.
Even if you want to do baby's first speedrun and do jump, save, and quit any percent and beat the game in 3 minutes or less, you can speedrun this game somehow.
Yeah, the nice thing about Link to the Past is there are a plethora of resources out there to help runners out from like every level too. There's a beginner tutorial that Fruit Bats did a few years ago. Of course, like Andy and Runner Watcher both have tutorials. Greenham has a whole stream, 24/7 stream dedicated to Link to the Past strats that just runs on like a continuous loop of rooms and PBs and all sorts of things. So
Fricker22 is working on an updated tutorial of every segment. There are resources for days.
Yeah, and if you like, written notes, there's those as well. There's a whole wiki that's got everything written out and little videos to show the strategy. There's no shortage of tutorials. Game.
And if you like playing with glitches, boy howdy have we got those. And
Oh, yeah.
In fact, new to 2019, and I'm waiting for somebody to run it and submit it to the leaderboard. There is now a human viable arbitrary code execution credits warp for this game that you holding the controller at home can do yourself.
Oh, cool! I hate that.
Yeah. Now there's a strategy here that I'm not going to do. Because I forget how to do it the right way, or the other way, I should say. Yeah. There's a strategy you can do there, but there you run the risk of falling off the ledge and having to go back through the entire dungeon all over again. So, I'm not going to do that.
It's a small price to pay for speed.
Yeah. I mean, how much time does it save? Like, half a second, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, so some things are just not worth it. Like pumping and that strategy.
So what is pumping?
Oh boy. So
I think everybody in the universe who has ever watched Link to the Past on any platform at any point, any speedrun ever, probably knows what pumping is at this point. But go ahead.
But I
Teresa.
don't.
Yeah.
basically, if you were the way that the game moves you around is you have one walking speed if you're moving north and west, and a different walking speed if you're moving south or east. And if you are moving north and west, the walking speed starts fast and it goes fast, slow, fast, slow. South and east, it's slow, fast, slow, fast. When you're moving in the north or west direction, you can mash if you're moving north, you can mash left or right. If you're moving west, you can mash up or down, and you can reset those fasts and get fast, 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 fast and get little speed boosts. It's a lot of work as far as button presses. By the way, nice land mow. A
was
lot
actually
of work as
really
far
great.
as button presses go, but it only saves like 10 seconds max over the course of the run.
10 minutes is a lot, though.
Did I say minutes?
No?
Okay.
He's just trying to
It's
make you
only-
think you're going crazy because you're sick and probably don't know
Look.
what's going on.
Look,
Listen.
that was really in the weeds. Here's the thing, all right? If you make the elf boy waggle, sometimes he moves faster.
Yeah, pretty much, basically, yeah.
That's all you
Yeah.
have to say, Scrivo. Waggle the elf boy.
If you make Link twerk, he twerks it good.
All right, you're out.
Oh, that was
Listen, I'm pretty sure that is how the kids talk these days.
something like that. That was a good swim.
Yes, it was lit, fam.
So
Yeah,
early
so-
into this and already.
So that glitch was fake flippers, which is considered to be a minor glitch because it doesn't actually save any time at all. That's why it's minor. And it's extraordinarily dangerous because while you're in fake flipper state, if you touch any button, you make Link turn into Sonic and wrap around the screen very fast.
Rolling
head comes
around
off,
with the
too.
Speed of sound. A little oopsie whoopsie, oingo boingo.
Yeah,
Um,
I made a safety
a-
save just in case that happened because I was
It's
like,
super risky. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, like for the 8 seconds you save or something like that, boy, is that just the worst way to lose a run.
yeah. Although at a certain point you like really stop losing runs to that, so I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't gotten hit in that state in forever.
Yeah. Is it just because you haven't run the game in forever?
Yeah,
Okay.
I had the good sense to get out while the getting was good.
Yeah.
Here's more of that spin speed. This is actually the most valuable one up here on the mountain. So
You
it's
save
carry it
so
for
much
long.
time on this.
Listen, we hate time saves in this game.
Well, that one actually saved enough time that it could be deemed a major glitch.
Speaking of time saves that are negligible, is that one quick warp?
No.
man? No. Okay.
I don't know where it is, I just guess. And sometimes it happens, so.
If you enter those warps, or if you mirror on certain X coordinates of the camera's position, you can arbitrarily save 42 frames. I think it's 42. But
Yeah,
you
it's
know
actually
that when-
not a small amount, which is what makes it so obnoxious.
If you hit every one, yeah.
I'm gonna make Greenham proud and not use my boomerang here.
You're
But
not
if I
doing the boom
accidentally
dash?
mirror out, then it's on him.
You're not doing the boom dash.
No, I'm gonna be a good speedrunner and get hit by
good
tiles
speedrunner.
instead.
A good speedrunner would do the boom dash.
I know, but
Okay.
according to Greenham, that's not true. It's gonna dodge tiles.
Yeah, so yeah, that landmo is pretty average. This is Tower of the Hera, and we have to go to the basement to get the big old key before we can go upstairs.
I was supposed to keep a pot and throw it, but I realized that just now, so it was too late.
I'm just glad that you didn't accidentally mirror out trying to boom the
Yeah.
tile.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that didn't happen. This is easily one of the hardest dungeons, or actually probably the hardest dungeon in the light world. I don't know, there's just like a lot of challenging things about it. Death Mountain is very challenging.
Yeah, we're sort of joking around while Emma's playing this game, but you wouldn't believe the amount of optimization that goes into every single room of this game. Like when you learn a speed run,
Whoops.
typically it's a lot of big picture ideas, but A Link to the Past feels like it's definitely, by contrast, a game of small pieces. And while I think that this game is very accessible for someone who's getting into speedrunning, it has an infinite depth of recursion when it comes to getting good at it.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can get very lost in grinding out room times, we have a fantastic practice hack that
Yes.
makes learning this game super easy. We have an individual room time leaderboard where nerds quibble about how many frames they've saved, and I do it too.
I was thinking about it because I have personally spent several hours on the first room of climbing the tower.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Nope, we're good. We're fine. This is fine.
Okay. This is
Nope, we're not fine. Nope, I knew that was gonna happen. This is why I hate this dungeon.
Moldorm is very mean.
Yeah. I just get scared, that's all, you know? It's just scary. And you got this, like, the hamburger worm.
This is why I always dash through him, because maybe you'll get hit, but boy, he just doesn't knock you off as much.
Ah! Okay. This is fine.
You're reacting so much earlier, and I'm just loving, like, getting ready to see the good stuff.
That's okay, we did it. It's fine. You know what? It's not a Link to the Past speedrun if you don't fall to Moldorm. So.
Did you even play the game if you don't fall?
I don't think so. It's invalid.
It's not allowed on the leaderboard.
No.
This game goes so deep that even like where Emma stood when the pendant fell can be optimized. Like she intentionally stood extremely low on the screen just because it saves a little bit of time to do so.
So, speaking of pendants, we now have 3 of them, and that enables us to go pick up a slightly larger piece of cutlery.
I am, having a big brain fart. I was like, I don't think this is the right movement, but, you know, I'm just gonna go with it. We didn't die.
If it works, it ain't wrong.
It's true. Alright, do you want to explain tree rupees? I guess we didn't really talk about it.
So, we need 110 rupees by the time we get to the front door of the first Dark World Palace, and we only have 30 right now, which seems less than optimal. But you notice that she pulled a tree and got 4 blue rupees. If you have killed at least 4 enemies, but you have taken damage, and you pull a pullable tree or picture, you will get 4 blue rupees. That resets a counter. If you then kill less than 4 enemies and pull a tree again, you will get 4 green rupees. If you kill 4 enemies and you have not taken damage, you will get 4 red rupees. And if you have taken damage, you will get 4 blues. So she got the 4 blues, reset the counter, and proceeding through the Lost Woods there, she moved in a specific way where she killed 4 enemies between the tree pulls. So now she's going to make her way back to another tree, pull it, get 4 red rupees, which is 80 more, giving her 112, and will allow her to pay off the greedy little monkey that is somehow the gatekeeper to completing this game.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kill 2 more enemies here without getting hit, hopefully. That's the plan. Kill this guy. Always. Oh no! I grabbed the mushroom!
Yo!
Well. Well,
now you can do fake powder.
Listen, I dropped powder so long ago, I just have an extra thing in my inventory now.
So now everybody pay attention anytime Emma is trying to menu to either the bombs or the mirror.
Yeah, hammer jump will be fun.
How many times that mushroom comes into play.
At least I didn't get like a bottle or something, which opens up a whole new menu.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I cannot tell you the last time I picked up the mushroom. Oh my god, especially accidentally. Like, it just doesn't happen.
Now, we are entering Aghanim's Tower is the last dungeon of the Light World. It's a really difficult one to optimize just because every room has specific tech that you have to execute. There are no free walkthrough rooms. Well, this is a free walkthrough room. But after that, it's a series of rooms where you have to kill all the enemies to proceed, or you have to move through some a dark room or through some pits. By the way, note that she killed those 2 guards by dashing through them and how they drop nothing. Keep that in mind because doing
That'll matter in an
that-
hour.
It will matter in an hour. Doing that preserves the position in something called prize packs and will allow her to get a fairy drop at just the right time in Turtle Rock. So remember that in about 50 minutes because I won't. But yeah, this is rooms like this where it's a lot of precise movement. Anytime that you're moving around a corner, if you nudge an edge, that's a ton of time lost. It's moving through this dungeon. It's very easy to go slow and not at all easy to go fast.
Whoops, wow. We're good. This is one of my favorite dungeons, though. I don't really know why. It's just a series of rooms that are fun to do. And there you go.
I think doing this tower well is really enjoyable. It's just, it has to go well.
Oh, no! Oops. See, it was gonna be so good, and then it...
Did you hit the spear with an arrow?
Yeah.
That's
I-
awesome.
I do that sometimes. Please give me good RNG here.
For anybody just joining, this is Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Any percent no major glitches, which means that we have to beat the game as quickly as possible, but doing nothing that would result in a significant sequence break. So there's a few things that you'll see us do here or there that are obviously not intended.
Sorry.
That was special.
I don't even know what happened there.
This category in time immemorial used to have a name that was much longer, like no exploration glitch, no out of bounds.
Any percent, no save or quit, no YBA, no out of bounds. Yes.
And as the list grew longer of major glitches that were banned, it became necessary and convenient to change the name to no major glitches.
Yes.
Yeah. Still no save and quit, though. No.
It is still no save.
Yeah, no.
Save and quit is not a major glitch. There are 2 no major glitches categories that complete the full game. There is a save and quit and a no save and quit variant. This just happens to be the most popular because of Christos Owen and his bad choices.
Yep. Like 7 years ago.
Oh god, more than that.
Yeah.
Wait, this is Christos' fault?
Yes.
So a long time ago,
What a numpty.
they needed to decide the format for the weekly.
Oh my god.
And Christos decided that the weekly should be any percent, no major glitches, no save and quit.
Good.
And because of that, save and quit was relegated to the trash bin of history, only to be run by the strongest of memers.
I think he made the right call. But that's just because I don't know any better.
I
So
think he
this-
regrets it now, so.
So this Aghanim fight, the way this works is Aghanim will do a series of 5 attacks. The first one is a guaranteed reflectable shot.
That was a good Aghanim.
Is that 1 blue ball?
2.
2.
Thank
For
you.
sure.
Yes.
Shots 2, 3, and 4 are 50-50 to be a reflectable shot or a blue ball. Shot 5 is a lightning, lather, rinse, repeat. You can get anywhere between 0 and 15 blue balls, each one costing you 6 seconds of time. Blue balls 1, 4, 7, 11, and 15 cost you an extra 6. That was 2, so due to 2 bad coin flips, she lost 12 seconds that she couldn't do anything about. 3 is average, 15 only happens to the most fortunate and blessed of individuals.
Yeah, that's pretty lucky, actually.
But now
Oh.
the run begins.
Oh, it didn't start yet before this?
No, it's just now
No.
starting. So I don't know why the timer's been running, to be honest. Dark World RTA, baby.
And honestly, I find this dungeon very difficult also. I think it's probably one of the harder ones in the Dark World, and it's the first one. So this is great. We're going to be off to a very good start.
Palace of Darkness, I think, is really rewarding to get good at, but it's so punishing to make any mistakes in.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the first dungeon where you really get introduced to enemies that can quickly, up until now, pretty much everything's done quarter heart or half heart of damage. Yes, there's quarter hearts of damage in this game.
I had a feeling that was going to happen.
Okay, so now remember boomerang.
Yeah,
Kill him
yeah.
with the boomerang. So if you get hit, the monkey runs away. By stunning enemies with the boomerang and then killing them, it forces a green rupee drop.
course.
which will allow her to get back up to 110.
I don't
Yeah,
even know where the
Kiki's-
enemies are.
Kiki's got kind of a racket going, where Kiki will take your money, but if you get attacked, Kiki runs off and charges you more money.
Now
It's
be
like
careful. You
a lose-lose.
You have him.
Yeah, that was just kind of bad RNG, and I wasn't really sure how to deal with it, so got hit. Paid the price. No pun intended. I also now have, like, no hearts, so should be an interesting House Darkness.
Personally, this whole rupee thing's a bunch of monkey business, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Scrivo.
Good thing I got that mushroom. Maybe now I can get the powder.
Kiki is not Baba. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, chat member. I like that joke. So yes, Palace of Darkness, you do start running into enemies that do one. I don't think there's... Are there any two-hearted damage enemies in here? I don't... the boss. The boss do a lot of damage.
Yeah, the big guy at the end.
Do red mimics do 1 heart?
Red mimics, I believe, do a full heart. So it is very easy for things to go poorly, especially when you're entering with only 3 hearts.
Yeah.
We should mention that Emma is playing on the Japanese 1.0 version because certain glitches are possible in this version that aren't possible in other versions. But it does have one downside that as you're falling into a pit, you can still take damage. That's like the one bad glitch.
I'm gonna be extra careful around everything now because I don't want to die.
And coming up is one of the in my opinion, one of the best tricks in this run to learn, funnest to learn. It's something called the hammer jump. By using a bomb to take damage, you can propel yourself over a ledge, and you can clip through a rail. Don't tell me how this one isn't a major glitch. I don't know. I don't make the rules. I just verify runs. But we can clip through a rail and get to the hammer without having to go through a specific maze.
Oh my god.
You picked up the wrong bomb.
I'm gonna die, actually.
You might want to just go to the basement. That might be faster.
Well, again.
It's up to you.
I picked up the wrong bomb. I actually did that in practice also. Yeah, thanks.
This is why I'm a 1-bomb man.
Yeah, I forgot that I placed the other bomb also, so now we are down another bomb. I'll probably just death warp here instead of
That makes the most sense, yeah.
yeah.
So-
Be super...
By placing the first bomb on a specific y-axis pixel and then moving Link to a different y-axis pixel, it causes the bomb blast to put you directly horizontal. Due to the kind of the frame rule of how Link moves off of an explosion and collision is detected on that little rail, it lets you squeeze into the rail, and then you can just hold the up button and get pushed up onto the ledge. So it doing that, even what you just saw there, missing the bomb jump, having to exit and come back in, was still faster than the natural way of getting that hammer.
Yeah, I think it's you can do 40 buffers, menu buffers before you. Oh yeah, you can do 40 menu buffers and still save like 4 seconds over going to the basement. It's yeah.
The hammer jump does work in the English version. The only things that you will see in this run that don't work in the English version are spin speed, which we'll point out the next time it happens, item dashing, which you're going to see the first instance of right after this dungeon, fake flippers, which you saw on the way to Tower of Hera, and something called mirror blocker race, which you will see in the swamp segment. The main difference between the Japanese version and the English version is about a minute of text. The English version has slower text.
Because of all the Japanese.
Oh, what am I doing?
If you want to learn this game and you only have the English version available to you, you can learn 99% of the real, of the optimal run on your English cart and make the decision if you want to move on to the Japanese.
Oh my god. Talk about a turtle
these
party.
Turtles,
The turtle party is in full force today.
Yeah.
even in the major glitched categories, mostly everything works on English. So this is Helmasaur, 17 hammer hits to knock the mask off, and then we've got to do 8 slashes worth of damage after that.
Oh my
I'm gonna
gosh.
hold the sword out here. That kind of protects you. It makes it so that you can't easily just run straight into him.
Oh my gosh. God. This is really unlucky.
Has he missed a
That was
fireball
some
cycle
nice
yet?
dodging, though.
Jeez, wow. That's a lot of fireballs.
I don't think he's skipped a fireball cycle once.
did not.
Well, just at the end there, I guess. But yeah.
But
Yeah.
Helmasaur is one of the harder bosses to learn to do fast. Because he does a ton of damage, and you have to just get right up in his face to do any damage to him. So
And
we
dying
didn't
to
die.
him loses so much time.
yes,
Yeah. A lot. Like, dying to most bosses in this game actually loses a lot of time.
now
Like, minutes.
one of the interesting things about Link to the Past, that's not necessarily true about later 2D Zeldas, is how non-linear the game is at this point. You have access to a number of dungeons now, and we're actually going to skip right past Dungeon 2 and Dungeon 3 and go over to Dungeon 4. Thieves Town is going to give us the Titan's Mitts, which will allow us to get a tempered sword. It also is the boss of that dungeon doesn't take any more damage from having the tempered sword, so you can go straight there. Does the same amount of damage no matter what you hit it with, as long as it hits. And it's also a really cool boss fight that you'll see coming up.
Hopefully.
Surely skipping straight to Dungeon 4 is a major glitch, though.
It is not. We're just gonna walk there. Not gonna go through any walls or otherwise. Minor glitch that I mentioned. This is called item dashing. By pressing A and Y on the same frame, you just kind of do that and mow down all the pegs in a row.
I love describing a trick as you just kind of do that. It wasn't wrong. It was 100% correct.
Yeah.
Just that.
2 buttons. Press them at the same time.
Yep, amazing.
Yeah.
All right,
Do
and
it.
I'm a little bit notorious for digging more than once to get this flute, so we'll see.
She actually has to get the flute, because the only way to enter Misery Mire is, well, in a no major glitches run, is with flying to a warp point.
Yes. And even if
Yep.
How many? 1, 2, 2 dig. Ah.
Totally by accident. One time I had 5, so this is much better than that. Ideally, you want 1.
Correct. Yes.
So that
can
would be
dig
the
up
optimal
flute.
number?
Yes.
One time I used the mirror right as I was leaving the Sacred Grove and made a glitch happen.
That was
Did you?
our last race. Oh yeah, he mirror wrapped leaving the grove
Oh.
and infinite scrolled. Yeah, it was the last
Well,
time.
it had been a while since I had run it, and so I couldn't remember whether or not I was supposed to go back to the light world or stay in the dark world. And Strivo said, just use the mirror. And I said, okay. But apparently he did not include the information about don't use it very close to a screen boundary.
No. You messed up frame perfect, homeboy.
Well, I mean, I think that's a win.
Like, he's just a gaming god.
That's a pure win in my book.
Gamer alert.
Rest assured that despite the fact that we're not commentating every single screen, there is a lot of gaming going on every single screen.
There is, yes.
There's so much optimization in every single screen, every single room of this game, and to hear commentary where every single room gets its own specific mention for what's happening would be overwhelming.
Now, if you've ever wondered where the flute bird goes while you're not using it, it is throwing rakes in lakes and stealing keys from gardeners.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the lore. Untitled Goose Game is happening at the same time as Link to the Past. That's the deep lore.
Wow.
He's trying to get the smithy to buy back his own equipment from the merchant.
Absolutely, exactly. So Thieves Town. I laugh at my own jokes.
Yeah. Like
Thieves
30
Town.
seconds later.
Listen, I am an old man. I am in my
You're in your...
dotage.
Okay.
And
These are Scribo's twilight years.
Yeah. He was born in the
sometimes-
1600s, if you couldn't tell by the language.
Verily. So Thieves Town, dungeon number 4. Since we are skipping ahead a little bit in the dungeon order, there are a number of hard-hitting enemies here, and a very fun room coming up. See how Emma does here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Guy
that
in the
Patrick
way.
Star moves straight down, which means that she has to just go into dodge mode. If you get specific movement from the enemies in that long room, you can dash in and land on a particular pixel, and then just dash straight up to leave. But the game said no.
Yeah, it's a really cool trick too. Well, actually, I guess to people who don't know what's going on, they're probably just like, "What? You just dashed? It's not a big deal."
Yeah, you just pushed a button. What's the problem?
Yeah.
These little green guys, by the way, do like 2 hearts of damage. I don't know why.
Yeah, they do as much damage as Helmasaur, so
Yes.
let that sink in.
Yes. But we are going to make our way now to the basement and get the Titan's Mitts, which will allow us to lift heavy rocks.
Yep. And also a girl. Can't forget the girl.
Sick. We'll be able to pick up chicks.
Yeah, she's your blind date for the evening.
She's cornered in this room, like, I'm saving her.
That's good of you.
I know.
She just wants to know if you can take her somewhere nice and quiet and dark. Definitely dark, preferably
Yeah.
dark.
Yes.
She certainly won't betray me after this. Right?
No, absolutely not.
I mean, I'm such a good
runs fast,
Samaritan.
though.
She does. She
You
must
just
have the
walk
same
into the
boots
next-
as me.
You just walk into the next room
Oops.
and Megalovania starts playing.
I forgot I didn't have beams. Okay, I guess
See,
thing there.
you mentioned Megalovania, and it just reminds me that I've never played that game. I guess you could say that my life has been Sans Undertale. So, Blind is a fight
Oh,
where
no.
if you do the same thing every time, Blind will do the same thing every time.
And I
You do
didn't.
This fight.
What happened?
Oh, I don't know.
What? What happened? Ah!
Okay,
So
so the
three
term
phases.
for doing the fight right is called staying on script. This is what we refer to as improvising.
Yes.
These
This is
dodges,
when-
though. Whoa.
This is real world thieves.
Okay,
Town.
this is god tier dodging.
All right, so
Listen.
the fight's over.
Was it by the book? No.
No.
Was that
Well,
correct? Still
no.
no. But
Did
impressive.
we die? No. Yeah. Okay.
Night at the Improv in the back
So,
half of
yeah.
Thieves Town.
So that's blind. I play by my own rules. So.
Now we have no idea what
all
she's
these
saying.
rando mains would just kill for your ability to do blind.
Wow.
Maybe. They get to use the cape though, and I don't. So
You can use the cape on blind?
can you? Can't you?
Well, I
That's
mean,
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
So
think
then he
you
doesn't
can
hit you.
Can you slash your sword with the cape?
Maybe not, but like he wouldn't
You
dodge.
can use Cane of Burna.
Wouldn't that be really laggy?
Yes, but I mean,
Okay.
randomains don't concern themselves with lag frames.
No. By the way, bombing this hut is very hard, and I'm surprised at it.
Yeah, she threw the bomb straight through the side wall.
Yeah. And
The
didn't blow
bomb is
myself
coming.
up.
The bomb is coming from inside the house.
Now, I don't like to judge, but in this case, that frog, in case you hadn't noticed, is a frog. Jumping is kind of the thing it does. And yet, it somehow cannot get itself out of the predicament of being trapped on that ledge.
Also, we're doing old school strats because I haven't. Oh. Don't say anything.
I haven't run the game since Blank Smiths has been a thing, so I wouldn't.
Yeah. I don't think it saves time anyway, so I'm like.
I'm sorry, what? There's a new Smiths thing?
Yeah. It involves mirroring at like the beginning screen transition. And then just like I don't know. I don't even know how to do it. So
You mirror when you enter the screen, it skips picking up the rock a few times, but it also means you have to do an extra spin speed, so.
yeah.
Oh.
I just do it this way because whatever. I've been running this game since 2015 and I can't change.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
So now that we have this sword, we're gonna move on to dungeon number 3, which is
Oh!
Skull Woods.
I just made everybody proud. I know.
Oh,
Fence
fence
dash.
dash.
So
So
this
that's
is
a good
now
feeling.
world record pace, just because of that one trick.
I haven't mapped yet though, so
Yeah, if you don't open the map, it's not a world record.
That's what I hear. So on to dungeon number 3, Skull Woods. Skull Woods, if you are a casual who has never played the game before, this will be
what?
the most confusing dungeon, but we're going to kind of make a mockery out of it and skip like close to 75% of it.
Oh, I forgot about this room. What is? Okay, that's good. This is actually fine because
Okay.
I didn't like that RNG anyway.
This is Ganon manipulation.
Totally. Now, I want to give huge shout outs to Blunt by teaching me how to do this room. Disregard the first time I came here. But he made it like super easy to learn. Had a whole like video of explanations on what to do in different RNGs and stuff, and it was fantastic.
It really can't be mentioned enough how many people there are out there that will have made resources or will help you if you want to pick this game up.
Yeah, it's as easy as just
Money.
asking.
Yeah.
Like,
Blunt Money
really.
is one of the, at this point, one of the old men in the community and just has a wealth of knowledge that he shares. So we have a fire rod now.
Oh, watch out, there's a pit there.
Thanks. I actually intentionally fell down there so that I had iframes when I left the dungeon and could just kind of walk through that. What is it, a Popo or a Ropa? I get them mixed up.
The Dark World hentai is a Ropa, and the Light World one is a Popo.
Okay. The mushroom. Get
That's one.
That's one. We're counting them.
yeah. I'll donate $1 every go to the mushroom when I don't mean to. I don't know what I'm donating the $1 to. We'll donate it somewhere.
This does kind of call attention to the level of optimization that good runners get at this game. I mean, the fact that Emma was even able to unpause with the mushroom equipped just goes to show that every single menu has been optimized to the point where they're just button presses. It's not look at the menu and assess what item to select. It's just button presses.
Yeah,
It
it's a lot of muscle memory for sure.
I personally lose probably close to a minute on menuing.
Same,
Which-
easily.
Over, like, the run's not that long. So Mothula is an interesting boss. By that opening where you do the dash straight up the middle, you can actually get 2 hits right off the bat. You have to be very careful not to hit Mothula up into the spikes because the spikes do weird damage canceling that would take too long to explain. But that was an excellent Mothula fight. We grade your Mothula fight. You lose 10 points for every spike that has a chance to move. One spike move, that is a 90%, and that is an A in my book.
Yay.
Yes.
I don't know. We're on a 7-point scale in this house. That's a B.
Wow. In Canada, it would be an A+.
Well, that's just because they're too.
I think we're
rude
gonna
to
have a
give you anything
conversation about
lower.
Canadian education.
Yeah, maybe.
I didn't realize that the Canadian grading scale had such a lousy exchange rate too.
Wow. I actually don't think it's an A+. But
Sorry
Yeah.
that I had to give you a B.
yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Where am I going now?
Uh.
Ice Palace?
Yes.
Yep,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
I have I
Mirror.
literally have my splits open just so I didn't forget where to go.
So,
That's how. Great.
Link. We mentioned that this particular category is any percent no major glitches. There's a lot of other categories that you can play that also play most of the game. Another big one is all dungeons. This middle section of the game, the routes for the two kind of overlap a little bit, or they're pretty close together. So if you run both categories, it's very easy to kind of forget what you're doing at the present moment.
Yeah.
Well, while we're doing a little bit of dashing, I do just want to interrupt for a moment and say that Hotfix is funded in part thanks to your bits and subscriptions. So if you're enjoying this broadcast and you'd like to see more productions like this one, consider subscribing to help support the efforts that we're doing here. Don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, you can also link your Twitch account to your Amazon account, and you can subscribe for free. So maybe consider doing that as well.
So you're saying that I can go to twitch.tv/gamesdonequick, and I can click this button that says subscribe free with
What do I
Amazon
want?
Prime, and I'll just be subscribed for free?
You can, and you should, and would, and can, and could.
Wow.
Wow, it worked.
Wow. That's a real
Just
gamer
like
play.
that. Just
No,
like
this is
that.
not a randomizer. This is not randomized. Emma actually knows in advance where everything is.
Which
Is
seems
doing
like
a great
cheating.
job. I mean, it feels like it largely defeats the point of the game.
It like spoiler races, really? I mean, are we still doing spoiler races in 2019?
I don't know, are we?
Bob, do you know what item are you gonna get here?
Flippers?
See, spoiler race.
Yeah. I'm not racing now, so it's okay.
I'm hoping for gold sword personally.
Listen, I haven't
That's
picked up the
cheap.
gold sword since, like, I don't know,
2015.
2015, probably. No, I actually held on to safeties for a very, very long time. And that's a nice thing about this game, too. It's like, you can
There
kind
are
of
a
take it at your
lot
own
of
pace. Yeah,
There are
and
a
you can
lot
take
of
it at your
safeties, and people have built routes around them, so it's not even like it's a point of shame. You can learn the game with safeties. Someone has a well-documented route for any safety you would like to keep in.
Yeah, the beginner tutorial that Fruit Bats did, he goes over like a ton of different safeties for somebody who like if you have never played this game in your life and you just wanted to speedrun it for the very first time, like you could watch Fruit Bats' tutorial and probably the game easily, like without dying. So
Here is my challenge to you, chat. My first speed run was Link to the Past. I sat down one day and I raced somebody from work 3 hours and 27 minutes. And you beat 3 hours and 27 minutes.
is that including your bathroom break or?
That is including my 3-minute bathroom break, which I paused the timer for because I did not know the etiquette of such situations.
So
But
it was
I
3
did
hours and
add-
30 minutes.
No,
Yeah,
it
see,
was
this
three-
is how they get you.
It was 3:24, but I added the 3 minutes on.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not know the etiquette for such situations, but 3:27. Can you beat it?
I mean, if you had never practiced and you didn't really go into it with a route, 3 hours and 3.5 hours is
I don't
it
think
feels pretty respectable.
I mean,
I mean, I'm not going to compliment you. That's not what I'm about in my life. but it feels like that's a pretty good time.
Having rewatched it recently, it really wasn't respectable.
Okay, never mind.
Okay,
And
I'm sorry. I'm just grabbing extra bombs here because I'm notoriously bad at the bomb jump that's coming up.
Yeah,
I don't
blame
want
you.
to reset this dungeon, so
This is the 4th bomb jump, but this one saves like 3 minutes because it skips 2 loops of Ice Palace. So
Yeah.
we're gonna place the bomb on a specific Y pixel again, move down, and the bomb blast cuts that corner with the orange peg still up, and it basically eliminates the whole puzzle that you're supposed to solve of looping through the dungeon multiple times. You don't need to get the big key.
Yeah, you're supposed to go through this dungeon 3 times. And now you can do it 1 time.
amazing.
Which I'm not great at math, but that sounds like it saves time to me.
That was a weird, but that's fine.
This one trick saves a ton of time. Miyamoto's hate him.
But it's not a major glitch.
It's not a major
not.
glitch.
How do you explain that?
You can't.
The
you
science
can't
the
explain
science is still out, but I believe the early reports I've heard have been that it's not a major glitch.
it. Now, here in the bowels of downtown. No, this isn't Detroit. This is
No,
Canada.
Detroit was Thieves Town.
Detroit was Thieves Town. I forgot my Emma split lore.
okay.
The big bad is Cold Stare, and Cold Stare. I'm just gonna shut up.
Oof. Oh my god. I can't believe that just.
Okay.
It was going so well.
It comes at you hot and fast.
It does, yeah.
So, are you gonna mirror and go to swamp,
No, probably. Well,
farm magic, or go to swamp?
I'll look up for magic, and if there's none, I'll go to swamp.
Okay. So we skipped 2 loops of the dungeon. We skipped the big key. It also means that you skip the dungeon item. The dungeon item is the blue mail. The blue mail cuts your damage in half. Without the blue mail, every kiss of the Cold Stare puff does 4 hearts of damage. So that
I'm just getting little ones. I think that
you only need
Oh,
you only
there we
need
go.
1 to get in.
that's okay. I got a full one.
Okay.
Now we're safe.
Yeah.
So if you liked Ice Palace, then guess what? You get to see it all over again.
Yes. So, since this is a perfect time for you to click that little subscribe button up in the top right and check and see if your Twitch Prime sub is available to you, and maybe smack that subscribe button. And that, like Off said, will help allow GDQ to keep putting on events like Hotfix. A lot of content throughout the year to feed your speedrunning appetite.
I have been told, by the way, that our Disability Month show tomorrow of New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is confirmed to be at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow. So 5:30 p.m. Eastern. I apologize.
And is tomorrow
This-
Tuesday or Wednesday?
I've been confused about it all day. I believe the answer is Thursday, actually.
Oh.
Oh my god, Scrivo meant that. Scrivo was being serious. Scrivo didn't realize tomorrow was Thursday.
We've been over this. The calendar is merely a mechanism by which the man keeps you on his schedule instead of you being able to move according to your vibe.
What does that even mean?
Well, don't harsh my vibe. So we do get to see the bomb jump again.
First try.
Both times.
Yeah.
Emma set us up for disappointment by saying that she's notorious for messing up bomb jump. And I gotta be honest with you, you made it look pretty effortless.
Listen, I think Scrivo knows too that I am pretty terrible at that bomb jump. I have lost so many runs to that. I've quit so many races to that. So I practiced it a lot before today.
Can I
Like I said,
gently
yes.
gently encourage you to go north before Cold Stare?
Yeah, I'll do.
Okay.
It's also worth mentioning that Cold Stare, with the exception of maybe Ganon and one other boss, is probably one of the most technical bosses in this game. There's a lot going on in that room all at once, and it goes south real fast.
Yes.
He does a lot of damage too, so you really only have to get hit like twice to die, which most of the time doesn't actually happen, but you know, one wrong move and it's all over. So that's okay. There's a fairy room, so
Yeah, the speedrun strat for Cold Stare is to keep Cold Stare pinned in the corner for the sole reason of letting him out is a huge mistake.
yeah, like a caged animal.
The only good Cold Stare is a cornered Cold Stare.
Yes. Very true. Okay, second crack at it. Let's get out the actual item we need. And I didn't mean for that to be a pun. I cannot handle this. Ugh. Alright, we're gonna dance with Cold Stare again.
Yeah, once you're sort of in this state, you can make it work, but boy, is Cold Stare just terrifying because every time he touches you, he does 4 damage.
Yeah, it's cool.
The ice falling, you don't know if it's going to break diagonal or if it's going to break cardinal.
Yeah. Well,
But
yeah.
Yeah,
end.
I was thinking about, I think Ganon is probably more technical, and I guess you could argue that maybe like Helmasaur at the top level is pretty technical, but Cold Stare is just, I think, the worst.
And
Yeah.
one of the things about boss fights in this game is if you see it done well, it doesn't look hard.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks really
watch
boring.
Somebody get the, if you watch somebody get
That's
the
why
quick
I
kill on
died.
Cold Stare,
Every good boss fight looks so boring. Like watching someone walk in and kill Vitreous in like 8 seconds, that's not interesting.
No.
It's good, but it's not interesting.
I like to bring the drama, you know? Dance with Cold Stare, let him out a little bit, scare all of you, and you know, that's ammo.
So after ice, we are going to make our way now to dungeon number 2.
First, we're doing a shopping trip.
But first, yes. So
I do my, yeah, you can explain if you want.
Yeah. There are 2 more items outside of dungeons that we need to pick up. The first is up here on the top of this mountain. It is Ether, which is only needed to get into Misery Mire. Just occurred to me that there are 2 items that we get specifically for Mire. What a crap dungeon that is. The flute and Ether, yeah. And then the second is the Ice Rod, which will be used just for the boss of Turtle Rock. But we have not yet found a way to beat him without it yet. So there's a couple of times during the run that you can get this, but Swamp being dungeon number 2, and going into Swamp with so many hearts, you can do the shopping trip here. Doesn't matter how much damage you take on Death Mountain, you're not going to die in Swamp. So...
Yeah, so...
Would it not be faster still to get the flute even if you didn't need it for Mire?
Probably. Since this is no save and quit, I would say yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. I just had that thought in my head.
that's okay. I was just gonna say that, yeah, needing to maintain hearts for Mire is really important, because you intentionally take damage on the boss, and dying is a thing, and we don't want to do that. So I get my stuff before Swamp instead of before Mire. It's faster to do it before Mire, but not by very much, so I don't care. Yeah, so I don't care about that time loss. Because honestly, the thing that makes it faster, I can't even do anyway, so it doesn't matter.
You'll notice quite a few times Emma makes a conscious choice to enter these warps from a specific position, even if it looks like it wastes time. It's because she's setting up those quick warp positions that we talked about before. So even though she had to walk to the opposite side of the warp to touch it, it still saved 41, 42 frames, however many, once she did. So it ended up saving time overall.
That right there was the other Japanese 1.0 exclusive glitch. By mashing the mirror while pushing the block, while the block is moving, it turns into a sprite. Using the mirror while the block is in that sprite state, for whatever reason, causes it to despawn. So it's just, and we happen to have the mirror equipped at that point, so we can just mash Y and the block goes away.
A convenient glitch, but not major.
No. Very minor. The minorest of glitches.
Oops. Yeah, this dungeon's got a lot of little things in it that I like to hit, but they don't hit for very much.
I think I would get in trouble if I did not say the thing that I say every time I'm commentating a Link to the Past race or run, and that the swamp is a death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Very accurate.
It's really accurate, though. I mean, Swamp never goes wrong because of any one thing going wrong. It's always because you made it all the way to the boss and just really screwed up the whole thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of like weird RNG in this dungeon also that you have to be very careful of. Like this screen especially. Like you have to be watching.
Fish are just the worst.
Yeah, you have to be like watching like everything, the bubbles that come up and like the little tectites. Like, you know, you have to watch where everybody's going to know what to do, and it's a lot to learn. Really.
It's very easy to get through this dungeon feeling good until you look at your split timer and realize that somewhere you just bled away 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Who knows where?
Turns out it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, health isn't a major concern unless the whole thing goes wrong. And even then, you can just use some safer strats on the boss, and it's pretty much impossible to take damage.
Yeah, this dungeon also has a lot of backtracking.
Emma, are you doing zero psych?
No, I've never learned it, and I probably never will.
Fair enough. So
yes.
And then the boss of the dungeon is you can only kill it so fast, and everything in the dungeon, you're not supposed to have the tempered sword. It's really just a matter of getting through all of these rooms and reacting appropriately to the RNG.
Someone actually asked a really great question. They said, when you play the randomizer, are they the English versions minus the water walking, block race, and spin speed, or all those elements present? I believe the randomizer actually is the Japanese 1.0, but with English text inserted.
That's correct. It is Japanese 1.0, and Carcat/MMX Base rewrote the text engine entirely to use an English font.
Yeah, so you're actually playing the speedrun version of it, even though there is English text present. This is the Japanese 1.0 version. This is the canonical speedrun version because of a few extra glitches, not super significant ones, but a few extra glitches that make the run faster. Emma's very specific movement in that room so that she could set up that hook shot to the key pot, which is... there's like so many really little subtle strats in this game, and I think that's one of the things that makes it such a fun speedrun, is that pretty much any time you want to practice this game, you could probably find a strat you haven't yet implemented and learn it, and just add one tiny thing in.
Yeah.
2 quick slashes, because she knew that was the exact amount of time it would take in order for the Electro to stop. What is that enemy's name?
His name is Barry.
I hate that.
No, it's actually...
I hate you so much.
Do you hate it because he said it, or?
I think I would have hated it if you had said it, but I would have hated it.
That's what it's called. It's called a berry.
Nope.
B-A-R-I.
There's not a way you could say that.
You're mad at Miyamoto right now.
There's no way you could say that to me and I would believe you. I need to have confirmation from some... Oh, it's Baronade. Okay, got it.
No, Baronade is the boss in Ocarina of Time in Jabu Jabu's belly.
No, that's fine. I get it now. It's 100% Barry. All right, well, now that I've heard it from literally anybody but Scrivo, I believe it.
I'm going to mail you my copy of Hyrule Historia.
Yeah, I actually have that, like,
artifacts.
Arts and Artifacts, and it does say that.
You think I just picked Barry out of thin air?
Yeah,
you think
and I
I'm-
hated it.
You think I'm that old that the first guy's name that I thought of was Barry?
I mean,
Look, Scrivo, I've been around you a long time. You and I have known each other for so long, and there is nowhere I think your brain won't go.
it's valid.
That was a really good Argus, by the way. Sorry I talked over it.
It's okay. It wasn't really that exciting.
Well, I mean, it was a very good Argus that wasn't the zero cycle, but why in God's name would anyone do the zero cycle?
Yeah, I'm a very safe and relaxed runner, I guess. Like, I don't do anything that's going to take too much effort.
But I think,
But-
honestly, to your
Pretty
credit,
much my. That's
to
my
your credit,
aesthetic.
though, you actually have a really good PB in this game, and that goes
Yeah.
to show that you don't have to implement all of the dumbest, tiny little time saves to get a respectable PB in this game.
Yeah, exactly.
You can get a great PB by just, learning the strats, practicing, producing one polished run. I think there's a lot of room for different skill levels in this game, which is great.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
key to this game is not doing all the optimal strats. It is finding your strats and doing them consistently. They're
Yeah, that's
one
exactly
of,
it.
One of the great runners of this game historically is somebody named ACMLM, who, if you've been around speedrunning for any length of time, you've seen he's one of those people that runs almost every game that's ever been made. He does a ton of his own safe strats, or just things that he's comfortable with. You're gonna get hit.
I'm getting hit, yeah.
Run!
Can't. Cutscene.
Can I pick up that bird?
You can. Yes.
I think you have to pick up that bird at this point.
No, I can't.
Ah.
Sorry, Mutsky.
Pete Castaway.
Are you bird carry or bird toss?
Bird toss.
Oh no.
I am
I
Team
have-
Bird Carry.
Thank you.
Oh, I just realized I don't have...
So we mentioned earlier during the swamp segment that it's important to enter this dungeon with full health. This room is a big reason for it. If you have beams, you can do this room very fast. You can still do it pretty fast without beams, just using the fire rod. It's a little bit trickier, but down
Yeah.
half a heart isn't a huge deal from here on out.
No. And let's hope it stays that way.
Now, another thing, when Emma landed at the after fluting, you saw that she moved below the rock and picked it up from below. And you might think, well, why would she walk that extra distance? First of all, it's not any longer to walk there because you have to wait for your iframes from the flute to wear off before you can actually warp. But also, moving to that position causes the bird to leave the screen at a specific y-axis coordinate. And that bomb slug is a jerk.
Yep.
And that y-axis coordinate is sitting now in a RAM value that does not get cleaned up, even though it's going to get used again. And what you're going to find out is that that value affects how splash damage from the fire rod works. So later in the dungeon, you're going to see Emma hit something with the fire rod, and a switch is going to get triggered. And the switch is not even going to be on the screen. But that's because that bird set a variable, which we can then manipulate to skip basically 2 rooms of this dungeon by hitting switches that we can't see. That was just recently found. I say recent, but I guess it was May 2018. Recent in terms of this game. But that saves about 12 seconds if you do it right, and it looks pretty cool.
Sounds pretty spooky.
It is very spooky. In
Perfect
fact,
for Halloween.
Yes. The work for that was done by, I think, Can and Poor Little Pinkus and a number of other folks. And Pinkus did the work to give us the consistent setup, I believe, and he named the glitch the Spooky Action from a Distance glitch, or just Spooky Action glitch.
Yeah, and that glitch really evolved a lot in a short period of time. It was like pretty convoluted at first, and then it just got easier.
Fun day in Discord, just over 12
Yeah.
hours watching something go from, wow, this is impossible and I'll never work this into a run, to
wow, this is easy.
yeah. Now, the second part of this is going to be right here. You're going to watch her place the Samaria block, but first she's going to tap A to dash. There's something called ancilla values, and kicking up that dust causes the block to go into a specific ancilla slot, kind of the same stuff that makes SMW 0 exit work. And then just there you saw she fire routed that spike and the switch went off. And now she's going to fire rod here. And the switch in the next room gets hit. And then one more time she's going to fire rod this torch. And that other switch gets hit. All of that was from picking up that rock at that particular position and letting the duck leave the screen at a particular height.
I'm spooked.
Speaking of spooky, this is Vitreous, the game's obligatory eyeball boss. Saw Emma really quickly get into that poisonous ooze, take 4 hearts of damage on purpose while spinning to kill those eyes, and then was able to kill Vitreous before he even had a chance to shoot any lightning. That was the fastest possible fight there. Very well done. Those eyes do 4 hearts of damage if you get hit, and you don't have a ton of health when you get into this fight, so it is another one of those fights where you can go from healthy to dead very quickly.
You can see how close Link is standing to the crystal, and that's how you know that you caught the crystal at a good spot to save some frames. So,
Yes.
yeah. Just if you're wondering, if someone's very far away, like I had once where Link was like in the text, and I was like, wow, I really screwed that up.
You can
He was
drive a
so
truck.
far away. Yeah. So that's how you can tell if somebody caught the crystal at the right.
Disappointed by the lack of eye puns, says the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't make any during Argus, didn't make any during Vitreous. This is not the Scrivo I know.
Maybe he's exhausted all of his eye puns. I don't know. He's thinking so hard.
I know, he's trying to come
I
up
can
with
hear
a
him.
one.
I'm exercising restraint, which is a thing that I, an adult, can do.
See, at this point, knowing Scrivo, I don't know whether or not the I in that sentence was supposed to be a pun or not.
No,
Yeah.
it was a first-person pronoun.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm confused because I know you. Which is sort of like the theme of knowing Scrivo.
Yeah.
Confusion and disappointment. That was actually part of my wedding vows. So, we are now on to the last crystal dungeon. This is Turtle Rock, and you might remember earlier we talked about Emma dashed through 2 blue guards in Aghanim's Tower, and the point of that was to make sure that they didn't drop anything. If you dash through an enemy, it will never drop something unless it is programmed to drop a key. And that keeps the prize pack in a particular location. There are set groups of enemies that will drop the same 10 items in order on a loop. And those blue guards were in a pack where the second drop is a fairy. The pokies in this dungeon are also in that prize pack, and she's going to take some intentional damage here, both falling off the platform maze here, and also in the next room, there's some spikes that she might take a damage boost through. And
You get the first.
the fairy setting up that prize pack lets you make sure that you can get back up to full health, because the rest of this dungeon is hi Moo Moo. The rest of this dungeon is pretty spooky.
She has worse anxiety than me, so every little noise.
Every time there's a bark, Railcoon types pup time into the chat. Type pup time into the chat and win.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
we
Mumu
didn't
is,
get any drops out of the prize pack yet, so it was still on par.
I actually don't like getting them this early. I prefer to get them in the next
Yeah.
room or two.
That
Or
makes sense.
next couple pokies, I guess. I hate getting them in double pokies. Because it's just, sometimes it's really awkward to grab them depending where the pokies go.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Pokies too, it can be tough to keep up with where they run off to.
Yeah.
And those pokies will do 4 hearts of damage, by the way, if one bumps into you, which is that's kind of neat.
Ah, crud. I'm really bad at this RNG. I'm gonna get bunnied. Shout out to Glen Bunny. Let's hope I get my fairy drop. I need it now. Shout out to fairy. Alright.
Exactly as planned.
Yep.
This is why you never drop powder.
No, this is why you can drop powder.
So now we're going to go ahead and backtrack. We've got the big key, go back through a few rooms, back through this pipe maze, and make our way to the boss.
I do need my magic still, though. I haven't yet.
You're fine without it.
You know, I get a little...
How many chances do you need to put down the platform?
Knowing me?
Oh, there's your full magic anyway.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, so that prize pack goes Heart, Fairy, Full Magic. It sets up really nicely for this dungeon.
Yeah, this game has a lot of layers.
Was that an EG joke? Was that a pun, Emma?
It wasn't meant to be. I don't understand EG, so we're just improvising now.
I had no idea what was going on, but I was along for the ride, and I was loving it.
Are you going to use the new platform tech?
I didn't know there was new platform tech.
Yeah, there's new.
Scrivo, what have I missed?
You haven't run the game for like 2 years or something, right? So
That's not
you
true. I
missed-
played it the other day.
Did you?
Yeah. I
Oh.
mean, badly.
Yeah. Well, don't we all?
I
just-
believe there's new tech where you release a spin attack right as you get back on the platform from the middle, and it sets things up so that you can get past the fire bars better.
Oh, okay. I had no idea.
Like just so that you don't take damage? Why would I care about taking damage?
I think it actually is faster because you don't have to well, and you might not care about taking damage. I think it might be more for low percent. I'm not sure.
For those of us
But
who
I
don't
thought-
have powder.
I thought I read that it was faster for NMG too.
All right, let's hope I don't die here, because I didn't get the safety door.
The last time I did a run of this game, I died to Helmsword King and decided I did not want to play anymore.
Yeah, sounds about right.
All right. So Trinex, the one reason that we have the ice rod is to use it those 2 shots.
Okay.
This boss is 90% explosion.
Yeah, I used to be called the Michael Bay boss when Michael Bay was like relevant.
What do you think Michael Bay is up to right now?
His neck and money.
Yeah.
Alright, well I don't feel bad for him anymore.
Yeah.
It's what was the guy from The Simpsons? How do you sleep at night? On top of many piles of money with beautiful women.
Was that Rainier Wolfcastle? Doesn't sound like
Guy.
him, but
Oh, somebody help me. Chat, please. The guy from Simpsons.
there's
That
like,
does the comedy.
hundreds.
Mr. Burns?
No, the guy that does the comedy.
oh, Krusty the Clown?
No.
Oh no, I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name.
Is it Rainier Wolfcastle? Okay.
Rainier Wolfcastle's the Arnold Schwarzenegger
Yes,
guy.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
guy.
Okay. All right, on to the final dungeon. And it's terrifying. I didn't pull out the hook shot. I mapped. Oh.
World record pace.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
So what that was right there, that was an item dash with the hook shot, which also puts you in the glitch spin speed state. So kind of a neat little optimization there.
Surprised didn't make a Lionel Richie joke.
I was commentating and providing valuable information.
Hello, is it me you're looking for? No, it's not. I think was your classic line usually.
Apparently I repeat myself too often. Apparently I need to get new material.
You just do a lot of commentary, and I think that I'm just there a lot for it, so I've learned.
So Ganon's Tower is a fantastic dungeon. It is really fun to practice this if you're trying to get good at this game. There's a lot of rooms where you have to do a lot of different things. You have to use pretty much everything, every item that you have, except the ice rod, because nobody cares about the ice rod. And it is, it's just got some fantastic rooms.
Yeah, if you're learning this game, it's a lot more important, I think, to put your time into Ganon's Tower than it is into, like, Escape. Like, a lot of people are very concerned when they start this game about getting a sub 6 Escape. But then they'll have a Ganon's Tower that's, like, probably 2 minutes or more slower than, you know, a sub 130 player. So, while their Escape is maybe, like, you know, 10 to 20 seconds slower. So
and
definitely, go ahead.
The best category of this game, any percent RMG, where you play Ganon's Tower with 4 or 5 hearts. And
Is
you
that
have to hover.
No EG?
Yes.
They rename it?
Yes. The Shadow
Okay.
Council renamed categories, and now it's restricted major glitches.
Ah. There you go.
I think if you keep talking about the Shadow Council, you're going to get fired from it.
Listen, I've been trying to get fired from the Shadow Council for like 2 years now.
It's a
They're
lifelong
desperate.
commitment.
Oh, crap.
So the gimmick of Ganon's Tower is that we are going to refight all of the Light World bosses, but with a little bit of a twist. This one is Ice Armos. It's Armos, but with ice.
Yeah. I was not paying attention, and I'm paying for it now.
Well, it looks like your first Armos fight, to be honest. So
Yeah, you know.
The difference. So
I'm trying to mimic exactly what I did in the Light World.
It's actually very important to get out of the Ice Armos fight quickly. Again, the game not cleaning up variables. How Ice Armos is rotated actually leaves a variable in place that will dictate how the bats in Phase 2 of the Ganon fight will move. We want them to move in a predictable pattern. So I think she got out of the room in time, and it should be just fine.
Oh. Spike blocked me. This
is fine. Everything's fine.
Fine.
These Mimics room, by the way, are also good frame time grind rooms.
Yeah.
You really want to just burn 10 hours of your life trying to get 2 extra frames.
They are difficult rooms to do well. They don't look very hard, but they are. Should I get the fairies?
I mean, I would, but I'm a coward.
Same. With how this run has gone...
Quite well, you mean?
I don't know, dying to cold stares.
Listen, I'm submitting no EG to a marathon next year, and I'm getting red mail, bottle, net. Come on.
Well, that's
At that point, is it
scarier
even
run.
no? At that point, is it even no EG anymore?
I'm still not going to be doing any EG. I'll probably skip the red mail.
And I took damage there on purpose because having beams in the gauntlet is bad.
Yes.
Oh my god. I can't.
Yeah.
There we go.
Even if you're really close to an enemy and you would think that your sword hit, you'll do the beam damage instead, which will cause some of the enemies to not die in one hit, which is bad.
Yeah,
Yes.
What? How come I stopped my dash there? That was weird.
Yeah, sorry. There's a glitch called exploration glitch. That's what the EG we keep saying is. There's a lot of little, huge glitches in this game. So
Little huge
Tiny.
glitches.
Tiny baby glitches.
tiny little glitches that completely destroy the game.
Yep. So, second Light World boss that we're going to refight is Lanmo. The trick this time is that there's a little turret at the bottom that wants to snipe you, but with the fire rod, Lanmolas are negligible.
Yeah. Good thing I got that fairy, though.
I will never, ever knock somebody for playing safe.
Yeah. There's no shame in it, honestly. I played very safe for a very long time in this game. Like, I think I carried Gold Sword to like 134 or something in Silver Arrows and Powder for a very long time. I wanted to get sub 130 Powder, but I didn't do that.
To my knowledge, has anybody done Powder sub 130 other than Sean Cass?
I mean, I know that ACM did a run with Powder. Not that he needed it, he just did it for fun.
I thought ACM kept a lot of his safeties until really late. I remember people mentioning that he kept Gold Sword till like 125.
I know he did a Gold Sword run and got a 125. I don't know that
but
he.
Gotcha.
I don't know exactly. That's just what I've heard.
We're gonna do our second to last Light World boss refight,
Oh.
which is Moldorm on a half-size platform, but with the Tempered Sword, he dies pretty quick.
He almost did the same thing to me that he did last. Oh.
What an oversight to not give him more health, am I right?
Yeah.
Another little minor glitch there, hook-shotting through the moving block. And our final Light World boss refight is Aghanim, but wait, there's more Aghanims.
This is brutal. Also, this fight. It's
Yes,
a
it
game
is.
of math, and it's just terrible.
It is
Especially if you're
geometry.
if you're an arts major like me, it's especially bad. Ugh. And now they're all out of sync because I'm bad at math. There we go. I did like algebra in high school, though, a long time ago.
So you're basically made for this run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't you tell with how good that fight was?
Yeah, the geometry is on point.
Yeah, I know, right? Didn't even have to take out my protractor. All right.
Does anyone own a protractor? Like an you know what I
No.
mean?
I don't have one anymore.
Just so you know, I didn't get it in time, but because my puns have been brought up, I was trying to say, I agree that was a good fight. I guess you could say that I co-sign. But geometry,
Yeah.
co-sign.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm kind of glad
Sorry,
we
I-
cut you off.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent there.
yeah, this is gonna be a shoot. We're in a bad situation. I got hit by the trident twice. That's okay. And my bats would probably be messed up anyway because of
They were right.
yeah, okay, I died, so that's fine. We'll just start over.
This is
I didn't
fine.
like that fight anyway. Yeah, when the bats get messed up, it's actually makes the fight a lot harder. Yeah. Because you're used to them being on a certain pattern, and then when they're not, like, how do you deal with them?
I think my favorite discovery for today was that everyone in GDQ chat owns a protractor.
Really?
Yeah, everyone.
Wow.
Okay, remind
They-
me, is a protractor the little half circle thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Which, I mean, how can you live without one?
I have one down in my workshop now that I think about it.
How did you just skate through the bats?
Because I'm a ninja.
So that's a frame roll, I think.
No, I'm a ninja.
Okay.
Thank you. And honestly, that part of the fight is the hardest part of the fight, and I forgot which phase I'm on.
So we're going to do something here called Torch Glitch. This is able to be done in anything except Japanese 1.2. If you light that left torch before the right goes out, the right torch will never go out, and it lets you finish the fight a lot quicker.
Ooh, I was not close enough to him there. Sorry.
There's a 60 frame window using the spin to hit him so that he doesn't freeze and it actually deals damage to him.
Did you just apologize for missing a spin?
Yeah.
As
How Canadian
you should.
are you?
I live in Canada. I don't know what you expect. Like, I've been here my whole life.
So
Sorry,
12
Ganon.
Spins. 12
Just going up for a rip?
Chips out for a rip.
Going
are
up
ya,
for a
bud?
rip, bud?
Stout for a rip.
12 spins on Ganon,
He's dead. It's fine.
and he is dead.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to do what Rezi did and walk off the edge here. I'm just going to walk through the door when it opens. No
man.
sad Titanic flute music. That's time.
And that is The
I
Legend
forgot
of
to-
Zelda: A Link to the
Sorry,
Past.
I was enjoying it so much I forgot to hit stop. That was a better time than the time that I hit it at.
Nice.
That is A Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. No major glitches. Done by a Metatron, and I don't have the leaderboard handy, but I think that might be world record.
Oh, yeah. Don't even
Yeah.
check. Kid. You don't need to.
We're just gonna assume.
Yeah.
Don't look that up.
World record.
Don't look.
Yeah,
Don't
So-
look that up.
totally. No.
Take my word for it.
Yeah, just trust me.
Well, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was good.
Well,
Awesome.
do you have anything else you want to share? Plug y'all stuff.
I mean, I stream on Twitch sometimes, and I have a Twitter, and that's about it. And it's a Metatron, which I think is on the screen. So that's me. I play this game a lot. I'm also trying to learn a modern game because I have a new computer now, so I can actually run games that are not from the 90s, which is nice. So I was trying to learn Bioshock, really. So that's what I've been doing.
Nice.
Yeah.
I also stream on Twitch. I am a retired yet still occasional speedrunner, but you will usually find me playing casual games or games with my son. This is again for the disabled gamers month, and my son. I talk about him all the time on my stream. I do a marathon for it every year, but my son has autism, and one of the great ways that he and I are able to connect on the days that I don't really understand him as well as I would like to are through video games. Even if I might not fully get how he thinks, when we sit down and we play The Legend of Zelda together, or we sit down and we play Minecraft together, video games are a great way for me to bridge that gap of his disability and meet him where he is. So a lot of times you'll find me streaming alongside my kids and playing video games and having a good time.
Well, awesome. Thank you for that. I do want to mention just a reminder that tomorrow, not only do we have another show for Disability Month, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is going to be happening at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. In addition to that, there is also an episode of The First Step, a new GDQ hotfix show specifically geared toward getting you into speedrunning, showing you how it's possible to learn a game, get that first run out the door. So definitely spend some time with us. That'll be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you want to be involved with Disability Month, if you've enjoyed this show, type !Disability Month in the chat, and you can pull up the submission form for submitting a run to that. We are still taking submissions. And finally, don't forget that these shows are supported by your bits and subscriptions. So please consider subscribing in order to support the sort of broadcasts that we do in between the actual GDQ marathons. Today is going to be the day that the schedule comes out, so make sure that you are looking out for that. And with that, I think...
I just got purged in the chat.
Yeah, I know. I watched Scrivo get blasted.
It's about time.
It's probably
Here,
for the best.
I'll type it for you. Scrivo is trying so hard to promote Emma, which I think is noble, but but eat it, Scrivo. So I think with that, we are going to go ahead and raid RPG Ragnarok. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back on tomorrow night, as I've mentioned. Thank you for coming out. Thank you, Emma, for this awesome run and for being here. And Scrivo, thank you for commentary.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It was a lot of fun.
Rolling out.
Rolling out.